Good evening. My name is Chris Mitchell, and this is my informative speech for Calm 200. My speech today is going to be about hands-only CPR. So it's only going to take about 5 minutes of your time here. I'm going to give you a brief overview, and then I'm going to show you how to do the hands-only CPR as well. So the American Heart Association states that 90% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests, the victims will not survive, meaning that only 10% of those people who have a heart attack in your home, in your at work, whatever, will not survive. So it's a small number. So hopefully over the next 5 minutes we can hopefully I can alleviate some of the stress, the panic that comes along with doing CPR. And you can remember what I told you and showed you here. So giving hands-only CPR will double or triple the chance of someone surviving a cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is basically when blood stops flowing. Your heart is not pumping adequately, and your oxygenated blood is just kind of hanging out, which is not a good thing. So a few things: personal safety, so your own safety, calling 911, and then the actual hands-only CPR. We're going to hit all those points today. So what I'm going to go over hopefully will help you if the need arises. Hopefully it never does, but if it does, then you will at least have a little knowledge in the back of your brain that, hey, I saw this once, I may be able to help out. So personal safety, do not put yourself in harm's way. If there's a person down, they're not breathing, the heart's not pumping that blood, there's already one person that we need to attend to. If you for some reason go down as well, then we have two. So make sure that wherever it's at, it's safe. If it's on the road or a place where there's obviously things going on, don't put yourself in harm's way to help someone else out, because we don't want you to go down as well, and then we have more than one person to help once we arrive. So and if you become exhausted, it's going to happen. It happens to us in the hospital. That's why we switch about every 2 minutes or so, and it takes a lot out of you. And I'll be doing it over here on my friend Chip, and you will see that I get out of breath pretty quick, and I am in pretty good shape. So but we'll see. So the next part is going to be calling 911. Pretty important. Got to get the help to you to help out whoever it is that is down. So make sure that you stay on the phone with them. If you have a bystander there, have them call. If they can put it on the speaker, if they have a cell phone, even better. It lets you hear what the dispatcher is trying to tell them. The dispatcher is trained to help you perform the CPR as well, whether you can do hands only or the full CPR. So they'll walk you through that. And be ready to give the location. With cell phones these days, they're not tied to an actual hard location, so don't call, say, hey, I need help, and then hang up the phone. Happens more than you would think, that the ambulance does not know where to go to, or they get a call from a cell phone and it may have a location, which is your house, but if you're not at your house, then they obviously do not know that. And like I said, stay on the line the whole time. The dispatcher will try and keep you calm, try and help you out with helping the person who is having the cardiac arrest. So, and now we're going to get to the hands-only CPR part, which is kind of the bulk of what I'm trying to get across today. So, basically, cardiac arrest, like I said, is the heart is not pumping blood to the rest of your body. You need oxygenated blood to your brain. The brain will go about 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on what you read. After that, you will start to have brain death, and there's no reversing brain death. So once it happens, you can't get it back. So the hands-only CPR is going to help cardiac arrest, like I said, there's no blood pumping at all. So anything that you do is going to help, whether you think it's not hard enough, too hard. Anything you do is going to help. So and hands-only CPR it's pretty easy. It's meant to alleviate the stress of remembering the the 30 and 2 and the 100 and the switching every 2 and all these kind of things that go with the actual CPR. So so let's go. I'm gonna move over here. My cameraman is 4 and he needed a nap, so he was kind of excited, but I'm gonna move you over here, and here is my buddy Chip. So basically, for hands-only CPR, you're gonna put your hands right here, which is nipple line, right in the middle of the chest. Don't go too low, because you'll break that off, which is not a good thing. So basically, you're gonna cross your fingers like this, one and the other, and palm just right there in the middle. And you're trying to keep a rate of about 100, which depends on which class you go to. If you've been to a CPR class, "Staying Alive" is the song of choice. So staying alive, hey, 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 hey. So, and then you're gonna keep going with doing no giving no breaths. You just continue with a normal CPR. You're gonna stop to give the breaths. And then keep going. See, I'm out of breath. That was only a few. So that is the basics of hands-only CPR. Like I said, you want to keep that compression rate of at least 100, and do it for as long as you can. What you're doing is you're getting that oxygenated blood that's already in your body to go, circulate around to the brain and the rest of the vital organs. And like I said, anything you do is going to help. Now, this is meant for teens and adults only. Normally, kids, young kids, teens even, we're seeing a lot more of it these days with them having heart issues, but normally adults, and if you see them go down, you know that it just happened. Try and check the pulse if you can. If not, and they're not responding to anything, then they've probably had a cardiac arrest of some kind. So I hope she listened, paid attention, and got a little bit something from this. And if the situation arises, I hope that you can help out and save that person's life, whether it's neighbor, loved one, a co-worker. And there are a couple of things to remember. Never put yourself in harm's way. Call 911, give them your location, and then perform that hands-only CPR. And you will definitely help out. Like I said, it's only going to help, it can't hurt. I actually have a story from a nurse who was in my class. She was 17 years old. Her dad had heart attacks in the past. And I'm sorry, let me regret. She got up in front of one of my CPR classes. She likes to get up and make sure that everybody pays attention during the CPR. Because it can happen to you. She was young, she wasn't a nurse yet. She was in high school, and her father collapsed, and she froze. She was able to call 911, but could not get to doing the CPR. She had went through a little class, kind of like this. It was just a hands-only thing in high school, but just froze and just could not do anything to help her father. Her father ended up passing away. Now, her being able to perform CPR may not have helped, but it may have, and she lives with that every day. So I want to make sure that you don't have to. If the situation arises, hopefully this will help you calm you down, because you only have to remember that one thing: just press hard and fast in the center of the chest. So hope you learned something today, and cannot wait to see everyone else's speeches. And that was it. Have a good weekend.